awful. Which, you know, guys, we know how competitive Danny Ainge
I've seen that before.
Byron, you know, personally.
Yeah.
This is amazing, by the way. This is him
I remember that.
in the head
I remember that.
after a garbage time dunk.
Oh, my
Come
God.
on, look
I
at him.
remember that.
Yeah, he went for it, huh?
Right?
He went for it.
So good.
And Danny was a damn good
Look at him.
baseball player, so you
Oh,
can't
my
tell me
goodness.
that wasn't meant to be.
That
was meant to be. And as much as he'll
This
say,
camaraderie.
accident. No.
Yankees Astros in Houston last night, and look who was there. James Harden. He's
beard.
not afraid to be alone.
The bearded
He has
one.
his ice cream. He's got a cute little helmet bowl. He is happy. He doesn't need anyone there with
man.
Looks
him.
happy.
I think everyone else is busy shooting a State Farm commercial.
I eat ice cream by myself all the time in the press.
I think he invited a bunch of
I don't wanna
guys,
share.
a bunch of girls, and they just didn't show
Didn't
up.
show up.
Aw.
No, but he's
I
saving
think-
his
But
energy.
he's like, I ain't sweating it. It's all good.
Is inviting to hang out in Houston.
That is like the
these days,
ultimate
hanging out.
goal when
ice
you're
cream
like, I'm by
myself.
myself eating my ice cream.
Hey,
I don't care.
Barbs! Ursan Ilyasova said he was excited to play in an atmosphere like Boston because, quote, when we were in Miami, the gym was half empty. Dwayne Wade, not one to let that go, fired back saying, Heat Nation, let me apologize for this man that most of you don't even know. Dang. He doesn't know any better. Which, of course, created a huge backlash from Sixers Twitter. Byron, who won the beef?
Well, I mean, Ilyasova was right.
He's right.
Miami fans don't come.
They get there late,
They're
leave
there
early.
late.
By the
They
way,
leave
I will-
early. and
I
there's
will
not a
say,
whole lot of them there.
Miami is
you know.
top 10 in attendance in the league. It's just, yes, sometimes
Really?
That's
they're-
'cause everybody
they are,
buys the tickets, but they don't show
sometimes
up.
They're late arriving.
They
and
got
early
going
leaving.
eventually. I was at that series.
Inspiration. I
Okay.
love
Yeah,
this.
you buy
Look at this.
tickets, yeah,
Oladipo's
show up.
text to his trainer. Remember that right after the season?
That was cool.
Inspired Dirk Nowitzki to follow suit. Only Dirk's trainer, not as enthusiastic. He basically told Dirk, you've lost it a long time ago. Nothing you do is going to help. Pretty great. I love Dirk, and if he
So
ever,
good.
I want him to play forever because whenever he retires, I will cry. All right,
I love
Make hindsight.
Honest
Speaking
trainer.
of
I
Steph,
told you the truth.
Honest
he
trainer.
says that Jordan, quote, definitely pushed off to hit his game-winning shot in the '98 finals. Byron?
Steph. So?
Yeah, he's right.
We knew he pushed off. I mean,
Never
yeah,
getting
we
that
all
call.
know it's right. So what? It was 20-something years ago.
Right?
Don't matter.
Right?
So what?
I mean, I don't
He's
know.
still the great Michael Jordan.
It's just, there isn't a great play where somebody can say, but he,
Right. So?
Yeah.
It was an
He
amazing
did.
moment.
And he was never
There were
getting that
people who
call.
thought
Right.
that should have been Michael Jordan's last
Like he
moment
was
on
going
the
to get an
court.
offensive foul
Oh, I
call.
know.
Come on.
I enjoyed
Come on.
this run in Washington personally. I'm just going to keep talking about that. The Cavs just completed a 7-game series with the Pacers Sunday, just in case you guys forgot about that. And they now have to face the Raptors tonight. This morning at Shoot-Around, LeBron spoke about the difficulties of a quick turnaround.
Bron, what's the biggest challenge, short turnaround after a tough 7-game series?
Just jumping from one team where you've prepared for them every day for the last 2 weeks, 7 games, and not having much time to prepare for the number one team in the Eastern Conference this year. It's going to be a challenging turnaround for us tonight. So, we prepared some yesterday. We're going to prepare some this morning, and just get into it.
First of all, shout out to BJ, who's a PR guy, who is apparently also doing bodyguard duties at the series. And look, Ramona, I'm not worried about preparing for the Raptors in that they just played them twice in the last month and a half. And LeBron knows the Raptors. But what about the physical element?
That's the part I'm worried about. I mean, when he said after Game 7, I'm spent. Like, for him to say I'm burned, that's an admission that you don't hear guys like LeBron James say after a first-round series. Okay? For him, I mean, you saw it in that game. He was getting leg cramps. He must have drank 8 pounds of water, right? I mean, he was hurting, and he's trying to just steal 2 to 3 minutes a half because they need him on the floor that much. And, I think they were lucky to win that series. Look, if it wasn't for LeBron being that great, they would have lost the series. They were outscored by 40. In the first round playoffs. So that's like the 3rd worst of any team in the first round of a playoff series in NBA history. Yeah. Right? So they can't get away with that again. And I think Game 1 is really important because one thing they do have on the Raptors is history. They are in their heads. Toronto has that Game 1 losing streak. I know they snapped that the last round, but especially with Cleveland being the team that they have to get past, like, this Game 1 is really important, and I don't know how much they have left, but if they can win this, I think it sets the tone for that series for them.
Yeah, like you said, Ramona, the rest.
So what would you do, Byron, if you were coaching this team, and we know Ty Lue does a great job, and he said they have to be smart with LeBron's minutes. What does that mean when he says we have to be smart?
I take it as that we have to try to get him some time where he can rest, in a game.
How would you do it, though? Would you do it more heavy in the first half so he's fresher in the
Probably
second?
Probably so. Try to get him as much rest in the first half as possible because you're probably going to need him for 24 minutes in the second half. So if you can get him, 2 or 3 minutes here, in that first quarter, and then bring him back late in the first quarter. Then he gets to the end of the quarter, and now you get a, automatic timeout going into the second quarter. Yep. He gets a chance to rest, and then in that second quarter, you take him out, the 7 to 8 minute mark, give him a few more minutes. I mean, he's got to be very strategic with the way he does it, but it's going to be hard because they need him on the floor. I mean, you're right. They got away with the last series, because he's so great. I don't think he can play that great again this series and beat this team unless somebody on the Cleveland Cavaliers shows up with him. Batman needs Robin, and Robin has not been there, so Batman has tried to carry the whole load. And against this Toronto team, as talented as they are and well as they play at home, and with the chip on their shoulder, like Ramon said, Cleveland's in their head. This is their time right now to exercise all these demons,
right?
Against this team. So they got to go after this right now.
Well, your point about Robin is certainly apt. I mean, it would be apt against any team, but the way they beat Toronto the last couple of times in the regular season was by outscoring them. Right. I mean, it was an offensive just snowstorm, and if you don't have the offense, that's not going to happen again. And they might be a little bit more limited in what LeBron can do. Now, we still expect LeBron to get his, obviously. But there is a player who was relatively successful against LeBron this season. It's a rookie. OG Anunoby didn't stop LeBron. We never say that. But he did better than his teammates did. According to Second Spectrum, the Cavs' offensive efficiency, 28 points per 100 possessions. Worse. That is a third worse when Anunoby guarded LeBron than when anyone else took the challenge. And he especially, if you actually look at the plays, it's stopping him on drives. Now, he's not as strong as LeBron, and the regular season is not the playoffs. But, Byron, do you buy that Anunoby can at least disrupt?
I don't know if I would use the word disrupt. I think he can definitely challenge LeBron because of his height and his length and his athleticism, and he can make LeBron really work on that offensive end, and that's what you want to do because he's got to exert energy on the defensive end as well. So if you make him really work on that offensive end, then it's going to tire him down some point in time in that game. And this kid has the ability to do that. But we also know LeBron James. He sees all these stats, too. Yeah. He's reading all this stuff, too. Yep. So we know that he's going to be even more geared up to come after OG more than anybody to prove that there isn't a guy in this league that can slow me down, stop me, or disrupt me when I want to play basketball. So I buy the fact that this kid does a really good job on the defensive end. But as far as, stopping LeBron James or disrupting him, no. No, he can't do that.
Yeah, he's one of the elite defenders in terms of driving in the NBA.
Yeah.
But I think, that stat you showed, which is a nice stat, okay, but they were still scoring 109 points a game.
I always want to say, there's no LeBron stopper. Remember over the years, we had different guys in different series. Oh, gee, he's the LeBron stopper. There's never been a LeBron stopper. I mean, look, but there's just
when he's on him, they still give up 109 points. When he's not on him, they're giving up 137?
Yeah.
Okay, neither of those are great.
So you're not stopping him, period.
There you go. All right, coming up, we will get back to Celtics Sixers because, as you heard, the fans trolled the Sixers hard last night. So did the marketing department.
Y'all still love us in Boston.
I love that.
Y'all still love us in Boston.
I know it. But first, here's an excerpt of Kobe Bryant's latest episode of Detail featuring Donovan Mitchell.
On this episode of Detail, here's a few things to look for in this Utah-Houston series. If I'm Donovan Mitchell, I'm making sure that I'm not catching the ball out by half court and looking to attack from this distance. From this distance, the defense can set up, they can spy on me, they can sag in, they can close the lane and make opportunities tough. I have to be able to catch it down below free throw line extended, down in these corners where now I can operate and shift and get to that rim in 2 dribbles before Houston can realize what's going on. That's how I can put maximum pressure on their defense, by operating in these short porch areas. For more analysis, go to Detail on ESPN+.